Hey guys, so I just got out of the shower, got my hair dried some, so I figured I would go ahead and talk to you guys about what happened over the weekend. So, if you're new here, welcome. Sorry we have to meet like this, and if you're going through the same thing we are, I'm truly sorry. I know how it feels and it's not fun. So if you're returning, welcome back. Let's just get right into it. So if you've seen our ultrasound video while we were in Nashville on vacation, I was supposed to be 8 weeks and 2 days when they did the ultrasound. And I figured she just couldn't see anything because she was doing it through my belly. And you guys know I'm plus size, so I got a little extra padding, and it's harder to see stuff early on, you know, just doing it on my belly. She wanted us to come back in a couple of days, but I was like, no, you know, I'm not gonna. I was already stressed as it was. I mean, I was freaking out. So I was like, no, just give us our money back. We'll wait till we get back home, because I had an ultrasound scheduled for yesterday, which is Monday, at one of our local free clinics. And I mean, we went to our concert. We had a great time on vacation. And then Saturday morning when we woke up to come home, Saturday morning when I woke up, there was some spotting. And I figured David and I, you know, the night before, you know what I'm getting at? And there's a lot of extra blood flow in your system when you're pregnant. So I just figured, well, you know, the blood flow, the blood vessels, you know, something got irritated, whatever. And it was just real light pink. I mean, it's real light, you know, barely noticeable. Didn't even warrant wearing a panty liner. So the drive home was okay. It got a little darker, not darker, but a little bit heavier once we got into Ohio. But anyways, it got a little bit darker, but nothing major. I mean, I just thought my cervix was really irritated. Now, I had a subchorionic hemorrhage with Willow. She's our third. And I bled from like 16 weeks to 24 or 25 weeks. But there was no clots or anything. It was just like red bleeding, like a really long period. And then we got home, rested, went to bed, whatever. And then Sunday morning I woke up and it was red. And I was like, oh no, you know. Then I started losing little pieces of clots. And I told David, I'm like, I need to go to the hospital. Something's not right, because I started cramping too. And my bump dates, my 6 and 7 week bump date, like, I had some symptoms, but it wasn't bad. Like, I've been worried this whole time. You know, I'm like, David, I'm not having morning sickness the way I should be. You know, I don't feel pregnant. I'm like, something's wrong, you know. And he's like, no, maybe, you know, you're just going to have it easier this time. You've had 4 babies. Maybe your body's just used to it, okay? And, I mean, I did have a couple cravings, but that was it. So, anyways, going back to Sunday, I'm like, I need to go now. So I hurried up, got in the car, drove myself, because he had the kids here, whatever, you know. And by the time I got there, I didn't even think to put on a pad. By the time I got to the ER desk to check in, I could feel the blood run down my legs. So I checked in, and then I hurried to the bathroom. And luckily, what, baby? Luckily, the RN that checked me in, I went to school with her, so she's like, I'm going to take you right back to triage. So I ran to the restroom, went back to triage, and then I had to wait for about 20 minutes to get back into the ER. It was really busy, I guess. And then they got me back there, but it was like it wasn't an actual ER room. It was like, I think it was called Rapid Care or something. So they went ahead and drew my blood to check my HCG levels, and that was it. I was like, well, can I get an ultrasound? You know, can we see what's going on? Because the doctor wasn't able to get me in until tomorrow, the 30th. And I had called just actually the day after we found out. And it took about an hour for the results of the blood work to come back. So by that time it was probably like 6-ish. And the doctor came in with the ultrasound tech. He was like, your levels are 7,000. Are you sure your dates are correct? And I was like, yeah, I'm positive. Because when I made the video, you can go back and watch it. I said, I'm like 8 days late, you know, so I knew when my period was supposed to come. And he said, this is our ultrasound tech. He said, you're going back for one right now. So they took me back to do the ultrasound, and then she was taking a really long time. I'd say it took maybe 20 minutes. And I'm like, you know, can I see the screen? Can I hear the heartbeat? You know, can you let me see something? She's like, no. She's like, we're not allowed to show anything. You know, the doctor will decide whether he wants to show you or not. So fast forward 20 minutes. She was finally done. She's like, here, you need a pad. Or you're going to need a pad. That's what she said. I was like, okay, you know. So I went back to the room. She wheeled me back in the bed, whatever. And then the doctor came in 15 minutes later, and he's like, the baby doesn't have a heartbeat. It looks like it passed at like 6 weeks, 5 days. It was only measuring 6 weeks, 5 days. So I asked him if I could see the pictures, and he's like, yeah. So he showed me, and he's like, it's at very, very low in your uterus. Like, it's going to be coming out soon. So he, excuse me, he referred to it as fetal demise. We're not sure if the baby even had a heartbeat before it passed, you know what I mean? Or if it just reached that point and just quit growing. But I seen the pictures, and it was like sitting at the opening of my cervix. So I don't know. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. And it's only a couple days after it happened. I'm still really upset. So he said, you know, I'm sorry, I'm not really showing any emotion. There's just nothing I can do for you. You just have to let it pass. So they were going to discharge me. He went out to get the papers ready and stuff, and I figured that I'd go use the restroom one more time before I left. And when I did, I felt a clot fall out, and I was like, that was the baby. And, you know, I got up and looked, and it wasn't. It was just a clot. So I wiped, and the baby came out. It was on the toilet paper. But I didn't tell them, because they would have just wrapped it up and thrown it away like it was medical waste, you know. And it's small, but it's still my baby, you know. So they had a rack with urine specimen cups on it, so I took it off the toilet paper and put it in there, and I brought it home. So I came home. I wanted to show David. I mean, my hair's so frizzy. You know, he deserved to see the baby too. I was a wreck that night, and yesterday I was such a wreck. It's hard to contain my emotions today too. So we named the baby. Actually my friend on Instagram, Tammy, she has a YouTube channel too. She actually suffered a loss around this time last year, and she planted her baby with a tree. And I love that idea. So we're gonna plant our baby with a tree also. So we're able to take it everywhere with us, you know, when we move, or, you know, the baby's always going to be with us. So, I mean, I love that idea, and we're going to do a video of that too, but, I think what hurts the most is we went almost 2.5 weeks thinking, you know, that everything was fine. The baby was growing. What are you doing? You got chips? We went, you know, so long thinking everything was okay. And that hurts. It hurts to think about that the baby died and we had no clue. So they estimate the baby to have passed on January 12th. We found out on the 8th that we were pregnant. So, no, I'm sorry, on the 4th. So we really only had 8 days, you know. Yeah. Since there's no way to tell if it was a boy or girl, we chose the name Morgan for the baby, since that could be used for both. So even though the baby's not here with us anymore, you know, it's still our baby. You know, we still lost a child. I know it will get easier, but it's hard, you know. So like I said earlier, we're going to find a nice, you know, hardy house plant that we can put Morgan in, so that they will be with us, you know, everywhere we move. They'll be with us, you know, all the time. We'll be together, you know. Your moo? Oh, your moo? You drink your moo. And we are going to try again, you know, but no amount of babies or children will ever be able to fill the hole that, you know, has been left in our family and our heart. I should have been able to carry the baby to term. I don't know what's wrong or what happened. The doctor said that majority of miscarriages are caused by some sort of defect or abnormality when the baby's starting to form. So it's kind of like the body's way of like survival of the fittest is the way he said it. Like if everything doesn't go the way it should, then the body kicks it out. Like, oh, that's not good, you know, try again next time. And he also said it could be from a surge of hormones, like from a Plan B pill, stuff like that, which I had taken one back in the first week or two of November because we had a slip up and, you know, we weren't quite ready. So I took one like 13 hours after, you know. I mean, it made my period come like a week earlier than it should have, but it worked. I mean, but he said that there could have been a very high amount of that hormone left over in my body when I did get pregnant, and it, you know, it threw off everything, and it just, my body couldn't support it. So I'm not sure what happened. We will never know, but I really hope that when we do start trying again in the near future, that everything will be okay. So probably Thursday or Friday, we're going to go. David's going to take me to pick out a plant, a nice planter or a pot to put it in. And we're going to put Morgan in with it. So I hope you guys follow us, subscribe. Thank you, everyone in the YouTube community, Instagram, Facebook, everyone, for the support, the thoughts, the prayers. We appreciate it so much. Thank you, Tammy, for the idea of planting baby so they can stay with us. I noticed that we lost a few subs when I posted the miscarriage video, and I'm sorry. It's life, you know. You guys followed us to watch what happens, you know, and I thought that it was right to put our story out there, you know, because I'm not the first to have a miscarriage, and I'm definitely not the last. And as sad and unfortunate as that is, you know, it's reality. And I hope that my video, this one and our previous showing the baby, helps. Because sometimes, you know, the women that have miscarriages, they don't get to catch the baby in time, or, you know, it's a missed miscarriage, so they'll never really get to see what baby looked like. And it's sad, it really is, but I hope that I can help other women out there that, you know, are going through the same thing I am. So I'm not going to say I hope you guys enjoyed, because it hurts me to make this, but I promised you that I would come back and talk to you about what happened. Our next video will be going to pick out the stuff to put baby in, and yeah, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys stick around, subscribe if you're new, because we will be trying again after we find closure. All right, guys. Talk to you later.